What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Some commentary for you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter, shutdown safety is my username. Want to do a video about Madden 18, and I really wanted to come out and talk about where I am with the whole Madden series, because some of you have actually noticed some trends in my videos that I wanted to address. But before I get into that, I wanted to kind of preface this all with, because of the support you guys give me, because I mean, you guys support my channel so much through views, and I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I was looking at some other channels over this week, and they may have 3, 4, 5 times the subscribers I have, but they don't get half the views I do. And I think that's very telling with what you guys do in terms of backing my channel, and I hope you know that that's never unappreciated. So I've been talking a lot to David Winter. I'm actually one of 5 people right now beta testing Canadian Football 2017. I had the opportunity to talk to Danny Jugan about 2 days ago, go over some strategies with his game in Access Football. And I'm in a unique position with those guys where they come to me for advice, they come to me for feedback. So with that said, you know, when I had an issue with Canadian Football 2017, a pretty large issue, you know, David Winter was able to create a fix for me kind of on the fly that was a pretty detailed thing. And I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. This guy is, a programmer. He's writing code. He's correcting an issue I'm having live as I'm having it. And sure enough, we came to a resolution. So you turn that around to the following day when I put up the video yesterday with Madden pursuit angles. And this is a problem that's plagued Madden for years and years and years. Nowhere near as detailed as what I'm dealing with David. And I sit in there and think to myself, what type of faith do I have in Madden 18 getting any better? And it's not that I don't trust and have faith, because I've got a good relationship with Rex and Clint. But what has Madden as a whole done for me to reassure me the series is going to improve? And to take that a step further, a lot of you really have noticed that a lot of my gameplay comes from Madden Ultimate Team, whether you're looking at the banners or whether you noticed that I stopped saying with my franchise team or playing my franchise or my connected franchise. That's something that I've really driven away from the past 2 to 3 years. And when people want to know why, or I even ask myself why, I go back and I think, when's the last time I actually played franchise? And the answer to that would be Madden 25, beta testing at EA. I went through a couple seasons with the Colts. I simulated out, and I showed them that Andrew Luck, I'll never forget this, Andrew Luck in like 2021 had been traded to the Cardinals, and the whole league was in a mess. And I said, this is why I have a hard time playing this game. It doesn't make sense. The Colts would never actually do this realistically. And we had like 7 quarterbacks on the roster that were all older than Luck ever would have been. And 7's an exaggeration, but you get the idea. Teams were doing unconventional things. And I also remember distinctly that there was a situation where we were looking at player progression, and Tim Tebow had the same exact goals as a pocket passer, had the same exact needs to improve as Peyton Manning did. And I was like, you're never going to get unique abilities from players. You're never going to have somebody play the game differently if everyone has the same goals in mind. You have to look at players individually and say, no team is going to expect Tim Tebow and Peyton Manning to win games in the same way. So why does the game expect them to put up stats in the same way to improve in that fashion? It doesn't make sense. It's not really what's expected at any level of football. So when I question these games improving, and when I go back and say, okay, why am I playing Ultimate Team? A big part of that is because I don't have faith in a full game of Madden. I actually tried to play a franchise again this year. I made a video where I was doing these unbelievable trades, and that really turned me off to it again. Because I'm going in and yes, I'm creating these trades, but I also know the logic there is broken. And when you go back and talk about me going down to EA, I remember showing them the trade value chart that Pat Kerwin uses to evaluate NFL trades, which is just a numerical chart, could be easily implemented in any game, and yet it's not there. When I put up the pursuit video yesterday and I see all these comments flood in from people, well, there you go, trying to save money with Madden, or there you go, exposing the game. That's not what I'm here doing. I'm not here to tell you what games to buy or what not to buy. I'm not here to expose a game. I'm here to show you problems, and it's insane to me that when I show them, everyone rallies behind it and is like, oh my God, this is right. This ruins the game. How is this still in the game? And it brings me back to that point. It brings everything full circle. Here's the reasons that I can't run through a full game of Madden. Because at least in Ultimate Team, it's a short burst. It's a segment, it's a quarter, it's a small, confined area that I get to play the game and limit my frustrations. Whereas without that, I'm left to Madden's devices that does anything in any way that it wants to do, and ultimately just leaves me irritated, frustrated, mad at the game, and wanting to turn it off. If I can limit that to one drive, to one quarter, then I'm much better off. But when I say that, and when I come to that realization, I understand that I've let a game that's primarily be broken modify how I as a gamer play it because I'm that frustrated with it. And I can't think back to any other football game any other game, period, that I feel that way about. Where am I going to put faith into programming, designing, logic that's going to make me sit and think this is the one? Because quite frankly, all the ones before it haven't been. And I think many of you probably struggle with that same opinion and same decision of, is this a purchase for me? If not, why? And if so, why? And a lot of people seem to be letting the negatives outweigh the positives. And when you start to see the hype train, like we talked about, starting to roll, to me, that train gets less and less steam each year because there's less people there that feel the need to sit there and push up the product because they've been let down before. And it's not that it's a total letdown. It's just not a complete meeting of my expectations. Every year I get my expectations to the same point. I don't expect more from Madden every single year. I expect the same things. I expect the game to play well simulation football-wise, and every year there's always a reason that that's not fulfilled. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this. I appreciate you checking out a long video. I'll be back in the week with more commentary.